Stop. Before you watch this documentary, I want you to answer one simple question. Why do millions of people work their entire lives and still never become wealthy? Think about it. The average person spends nearly 90,000 hours working during their lifetime. They wake up early, fight through traffic, work overtime, sacrifice weekends. Yet by retirement, many are still worried about money. How is that possible? Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Hard work and wealth are not the same thing. If they were, construction workers, factory workers, and nurses would be among the richest people on earth. But they aren't. So what are we missing? Since childhood, most of us have been given the exact same blueprint. Study hard, get good grades, find a secure job, work for 40 years, save what you can, and someday you'll be financially free. But here's a fact. Millions of people followed that advice perfectly and still ended up living paycheck to paycheck. So maybe the problem isn't the people. Maybe the blueprint itself is incomplete. Every day, companies spend billions of dollars studying one thing: your behavior. They study what catches your attention, what makes you spend, what makes you borrow, and what keeps you coming back for more. Because the longer you remain a consumer, the more profitable you become. Meanwhile, very few people are ever taught how money actually grows, how assets work, why debt quietly steals future income, or why two people earning the exact same salary can end up with completely different financial lives. This isn't a conspiracy. It's something much simpler. Most people are taught how to earn money. Very few are taught how to build wealth. And those are two completely different skills. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down the hidden patterns that quietly shape almost every financial decision you make. Not motivational quotes, not get-rich-quick tricks, not unrealistic promises. Just psychology, economics, and real-world financial principles that explain why so many middle-class families stay trapped, while others slowly build lasting wealth. Because once you understand the rules of the game, you stop asking, why am I working so hard? And you start asking, am I playing the wrong game? That question might be the most valuable investment you'll ever make. Let's begin. Every morning, millions of people wake up before sunrise. They grab a cup of coffee, fight through traffic, work 8, sometimes 10 hours a day, and tell themselves, one day, all this hard work will finally pay off. But for millions of middle-class families, that day never seems to arrive. They earn more than they did 5 years ago, yet somehow, they're still worried about bills, still living paycheck to paycheck, still wondering, where did all the money go? Now, here's the question almost nobody asks. What if the problem isn't how hard you work, but the financial system you've been taught to follow? Since childhood, most of us have heard the same advice. Study hard, get good grades, find a secure job, work for 40 years, and eventually you'll become financially successful. It sounds like the perfect plan, but if that formula truly created wealth, why are some of the hardest working people in society still struggling financially? This isn't a story about blaming schools. It's not about blaming employers. And it's certainly not about saying success is impossible. Because every year, ordinary people from ordinary families manage to build extraordinary wealth. So what's different? What do they understand that millions of others never discover? In this documentary, we're going to uncover the hidden patterns behind money, why earning more often isn't enough, why lifestyle quietly grows faster than income, how debt keeps people running in circles, why financial education matters more than ever, and the simple habits that gradually separate those who build wealth
from those who spend a lifetime chasing it. Because once you understand the hidden system, you stop asking, how do I earn more money? And you start asking, how do I make money work differently? That single question can change the direction of your financial future forever. Let's begin.
Imagine two people. Both wake up at 6 a.m. Both work hard. Both have stable jobs. Both receive a paycheck at the end of every month. But 20 years later, one has built financial freedom. The other is still waiting for the next payday. What happened? The answer isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. And it isn't because one person worked harder. The biggest difference is how they understood their paycheck. Most people see a paycheck as the finish line. You work, you get paid, and you repeat the cycle. But financially successful people often see a paycheck differently. They see it as a starting point. Not something to spend, but something to multiply. Here's the reality. A salary can make you comfortable. But by itself, a salary rarely makes you wealthy. Because every paycheck has two possible destinations. It can buy things, or it can buy assets. And the destination you choose, repeated month after month, quietly shapes your financial future. Research has consistently shown that income alone doesn't determine wealth. Many high-income households still struggle financially because their spending rises alongside their earnings. Meanwhile, some families with more modest incomes steadily build wealth by saving, investing, and avoiding unnecessary debt. The paycheck wasn't the problem. The habits surrounding it were. Because earning more money, without changing how you use it, is like pouring more water into a bucket with a hole. No matter how much you earn, it never feels like enough. And that's exactly where millions of middle-class families become trapped. Because the system doesn't just reward higher income. It rewards better financial decisions. And in the next chapter, we'll uncover one of the biggest reasons raises fail to make people richer. The silent trap called lifestyle inflation. Imagine imagining getting a 20% salary raise. At first, it feels like your financial problems are finally over. You celebrate. You reward yourself. Maybe you move into a nicer apartment, upgrade your car, buy the newest phone, start eating at more expensive restaurants. None of these decisions seem dangerous. In fact, they feel completely normal. But here's what quietly happens. As your income grows, your lifestyle grows with it. Psychologists call this lifestyle inflation, or the hedonic treadmill. It's the tendency for people to quickly adapt to a higher standard of living until it no longer feels like a luxury. It simply becomes normal. The apartment that once felt amazing soon feels ordinary. The new car becomes just another car. The expensive coffee becomes part of your daily routine. And before long, your monthly expenses have quietly risen to match your new income. This is why two people earning the same salary can end up with completely different financial futures. One spends every raise. The other invests part of every raise before upgrading their lifestyle. The difference seems small, but over 10, 20, or 30 years, that small decision can compound into a massive gap in wealth. Financially successful people don't necessarily avoid enjoying life. They simply avoid allowing every increase in income to become a permanent increase in spending. Because the fastest way to stay trapped is to earn more while spending just as much more. And in the next chapter, we'll uncover the invisible machine that keeps millions of people paying for today's lifestyle with tomorrow's money. Walk into almost any store today, and you'll notice something interesting. You're no longer asked, "Can you afford it?" Instead, you're asked, "How much can you pay each month?" It's a small difference, but it completely changes the way people think. A $60,000 car doesn't sound expensive anymore. It becomes $699 a month. A new phone becomes $35 a month. A luxury vacation becomes pay in easy installments. Suddenly, almost everything feels affordable. This is one of the most powerful financial shifts of the modern economy. People stop looking at the total cost and start looking only at the monthly payment. The easier something feels to buy, the easier it becomes to borrow. Now, let's be clear. Debt itself isn't always the enemy. A carefully managed mortgage, an education loan, or borrowing to build a productive business can create long-term value. The real danger begins when debt is used to finance consumption instead of creation. Every monthly payment quietly reduces tomorrow's choices. It limits how much you can save, how much you can invest, and how much financial freedom you can build over time. Many middle-class families don't fall behind because they earn too little. They fall behind because a growing portion of tomorrow's income has already been promised to yesterday's purchases. The wealthiest people don't simply ask, "Can I buy this?" They ask, "Will this purchase increase my future wealth or decrease my future freedom?" That single question can change every financial decision you'll ever make, because every payment you commit to today is a promise your future self has to keep. And in the next chapter, we'll uncover why most schools teach us how to earn a living, but rarely teach us how to build wealth.
Think back to your school days. For nearly 15 years, you learned mathematics, science, history, and language. You memorized formulas, passed exams, and earned certificates. But here's a simple question. How many hours did school spend teaching you how money actually works? Most people graduate knowing how to calculate equations, but not how to calculate compound interest. They know how to write essays, but not how to read a financial statement. They know how to prepare for an exam, but not how to prepare for retirement. This isn't because schools are trying to keep people poor. Schools were originally designed to prepare people for careers, not necessarily to teach investing, wealth building, or financial independence. That's why many people enter adulthood with excellent professional skills, but very little financial knowledge. And in today's economy, those are two completely different things. Think about it. Before buying a house, starting a business, taking out a loan, or investing your savings, most people receive no formal education on how those decisions work. Instead, they learn through expensive mistakes. Financially successful people often understand one important truth. Learning doesn't end when school ends. They continue reading, studying, asking questions, learning about investing, taxes, business, and personal finance. Because every new financial skill improves the quality of future decisions. Degrees may increase your earning potential, but financial education can determine what you do with those earnings. And sometimes, that difference changes an entire lifetime. In the next chapter, we'll uncover how modern consumer culture quietly trains people to spend more, while making long-term wealth increasingly difficult to build.
Take a walk through any shopping mall, open Instagram, watch YouTube, or scroll through TikTok for just 10 minutes. You'll notice something. Almost everything around you is competing for one thing: your attention. Companies don't simply sell products anymore. They sell a lifestyle, a feeling, an identity. The message is subtle. Buy this, and you'll feel more successful. Wear this, and people will respect you. Own this, and you'll finally be happy. The product is only half of what's being sold. The other half is the emotion attached to it. Modern marketing is built on psychology. It doesn't wait until you need something. It creates the feeling that you're missing something. Psychologists call this social comparison. The more we compare ourselves with others, the more likely we are to spend money trying to close the gap. A neighbor buys a luxury SUV. Someone online shows their dream vacation. A friend upgrades to the newest phone. Without realizing it, our definition of normal begins to change, and so does our spending. The wealthy don't become wealthy by buying everything that looks successful. More often, they ask a different question. Will this purchase make me richer next year, or simply impress someone for the next 5 minutes? Because appearances can be financed, real wealth cannot. The middle class often spends money to look wealthy. The truly wealthy often delay appearances while quietly building assets behind the scenes. That's one of the biggest differences. Not income, not intelligence, but priorities. And in the next chapter, we'll uncover the biggest difference of all. Why most people spend their entire lives selling time, while others gradually build assets that continue earning even when they're asleep.
Imagine two people. Both are 30 years old. Both earn almost the same income. Both work hard. 10 years later, one still depends entirely on a monthly paycheck. The other can take a month off, and money continues to arrive. What changed? The answer isn't harder work. It's how they earn. Most middle-class families earn money by trading time for income. No work means no paycheck. It's an honest way to earn a living, but it comes with one unavoidable limit. There are only 24 hours in a day. No matter how talented you are, you can't sell more time than you actually have. That's why many financially successful people eventually shift their focus. Instead of asking, how can I work more? They ask, how can today's work continue paying me tomorrow? That could mean building a business, investing consistently, creating digital products, owning rental property, or buying shares in companies that continue generating value over time. The goal isn't to stop working. In fact, many wealthy people work incredibly hard. The difference is they gradually build assets that don't require every dollar to come directly from today's hours. Over time, their income becomes less dependent on their physical presence. The middle class often works for money. Financially successful people work to build systems that can keep producing value. That's a very different mindset. Because financial freedom isn't measured by how many hours you work. It's measured by how many days you could support yourself if you stopped working tomorrow. And that question changes everything. In the next chapter, we'll uncover the hidden habits that quietly separate people who stay financially comfortable from those who steadily build lasting wealth over decades. By now, you've probably realized something. There was never one single reason why some people build wealth while others spend decades chasing it. It's usually a series of small decisions, repeated day after day, year after year. Think about this. Two people earn exactly the same salary. One spends whatever is left at the end of each month. The other invests first and spends what's left. At first, their lives look almost identical. 1 year later, the difference is almost invisible. 5 years later, it's noticeable. 20 years later, they're living completely different lives. Not because one earned millions more, but because compound growth rewards consistency, not intensity. This is why many financially successful people follow a simple principle. Pay yourself first, before buying new clothes, before upgrading the car, before unnecessary spending. They invest in their future. Not because they're lucky, but because they understand that money grows best when it's given time. And here's another habit they share.
They never stop improving themselves. New skills, better knowledge, smarter decisions. Because your greatest financial asset isn't your salary. It's your ability to create more value over time. Wealth isn't usually built through one perfect investment. It's built through hundreds of disciplined decisions, made when nobody is watching. Because success isn't about doing extraordinary things once. It's about doing ordinary things, extraordinarily consistently. And that's the formula most people overlook. In the final chapter, we'll answer the biggest question of all. Can an ordinary middle-class person truly escape the system? And where does that journey actually begin?
After everything we've uncovered, the paycheck trap, lifestyle inflation, debt, consumer psychology, and the way money really works, one question still remains. Can an ordinary middle-class person actually become wealthy? The answer is yes. Not overnight, not through luck, and certainly not through a secret shortcut. Because real wealth isn't built in a single year. It's built one decision at a time. The moment you stop buying things just to impress people, you change your future. The moment you start investing before spending, you change your future. The moment you stop asking, what can I afford today? And start asking, what will this decision do for me 10 years from now? Everything begins to change. The truth is, the system isn't impossible to escape, but it does reward patience, discipline, continuous learning, and long-term thinking. Most people are focused on making more money this month. Financially successful people are focused on building a life where money continues working for them for years to come. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson of all. The middle class doesn't stay trapped because they're lazy. Most work incredibly hard. They stay trapped because nobody teaches them that wealth isn't created by income alone. It's created by what you consistently do with that income. So the next time you receive a paycheck, remember this. Every dollar is a decision. A decision to consume or to build. A decision to impress or to invest. A decision that seems small today, but can completely change your life years from now. Because in the end, the hidden system doesn't decide your future. Your daily financial choices do. And those choices, repeated over years, are what separate people who only earn money from people who build lasting wealth. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more deep dives into psychology, money, business, and the hidden systems that shape the world around us.